Who are the best characters in Bapbap? Today I wrote a breakdown going in order for the 14 characters in Bapbap, starting with Chuck. Chuck is a brawler type character. He's very close range when it comes to fighting, but he is a heavy hitter. That is if you can get his hits to connect. His basic attack is close range punches. His special ability is a beefed up strong punch. His tactical ability is a large jump where you land and apply knock to the enemy. Then his ultimate ability makes him grow bigger with more HP, damage, and speed. His typical endgame build is being tanky and dealing massive damage. He is good in team fights, but alone he's not as good unless he's fighting another melee type character. I would say he belongs somewhere around B tier. Next we have Ana. Ana is a range burst type character with high movement capabilities. Her basic attack is a short burst shot of rounds. Her special ability is a mid-range single strong shot. Her tactical ability is a quick dash to help her kite her opponents. Her ultimate ability is essentially Reaper's ult from Overwatch, which is a big AoE circle of damage as she spins around and randomly shooting. She's very good at single targeting and works well in team builds. Most of her augments increase her range abilities and make her really annoying to deal with in the late game. As much as it pains me, rank-wise, as much as I want to put her in D tier, she's definitely S tier. Next we have Zook. Zook is a ranged character. His basic attack is a bazooka shot that has a small AoE blast at the end of the shot. His special ability is a ranged missile tracking shot, which can be pretty useful for pre-firing around corners. His tactile ability is a short range jump mainly used for dodging attacks or repositioning. His ultimate ability lays down an area of landmines. You can get an augment that also lays down a turret with his landmines. He works well in solo and teams. His main kit focuses on holding and maintaining position. Zook is a good character all around, so I would put him in A tier. Next we have Kitsu, which is probably one of the most friendliest and easiest characters to play. She has a basic arrow attack as her primary attack and shoots a AoE strike zone with her special. She does a dash away shot for her tactical ability, and it becomes busted when she gets a vanish augment, allowing her to go invisible for a short period of time. Her ult is similar to Ash's ult from League of Legends, being a giant arrow that can go through walls. She can also get an augment that doesn't allow her to use her basic attack anymore and lets her use her ultimate ability every 2 seconds. She works well in solos and teams and can be a very slippery character to fight against. All that being said, she pretty much is top S tier. Next we have Sashimi. Sashimi is a brawler character, kind of like Chuck, but a little better at engaging since she has slightly better movement than him. Sashimi does a 3 succession melee attack for her basic with a final hit ending in a slam attack. She claps her hands together to stun her opponents with her special ability. She does a charge roll attack for her tactical ability. Her ult launches her into the air and then slams down onto her opponent. She is slightly tanky and is good for solo and teams with her strong abilities to stun. Given that Sashimi is slightly better than Chuck, I would put her in the B tier, just above her. And here's a tip for anybody that is struggling against Sashimi. Made metal is almost necessary against Sashimi to counter all the stun. Next up we have Kiddo. He is a ranged character and uses a fire cast on the ground below his opponents for his basic attack. His special is a AoE burn area that applies burn and slow to the opponent. He casts a flame shield for his tactical ability, which increases his movement speed and reduces damage taken. His ultimate ability is a giant meteor that falls from above doing massive damage. He also has the ability to get an augment like Kitsu, where he can no longer use his basic attack and cast his ult every 2 seconds. He's very good when it comes to spacing out opponents and holding a defensive position like Zook, so he works well in solo and teams. Now where do I want to put him? Put him in... probably... I'd put him here. Nah, he's A tier. What am I saying? Bruh. Next we have Skinny, and here's a fun fact. Skinny and Kiddo are actually brothers. I know they look nothing alike, fun facts aside. Skinny is a close to mid-range character. He does 2 horizontal swings with his scythe for his basic attack and does a strong vertical swing with his special ability. He goes invisible with increased movement speed for his tactical ability, and his ult allows him to dash forward and do a large horizontal slash, doing a large amount of damage. He's good for solos, finishing off stragglers, and strong in teams for securing kills. He's definitely one of the characters that gets better along with augments, at least the more augments that he gets. So he probably sits somewhere around A tier. Next is Froggy, who is one of the ones that has grown to be my favorite. He is a melee assassin type character. He does a 3 swing combo for his basic attack. He grapples opponents with his tongue, slowing them on hit. He can also grapple onto walls and pull himself out of combat if he needs to. He does a leap in the air for his tactical ability, and for his ult he does a dash forward, and anyone left in his dash trail will get hit. He is really strong in solos and teams. Out of all the melee characters, he has some of the best chase mechanics. Froggy is definitely a S tier character. Probably not as good as Ana, but still S tier. Next we have Teevee. Teevee is a skill-based range character. He really only has 2 attacks compared to most of the roster. His basic attack is a single digital shot wave, and his special ability is a charge shot that can go through walls. His tactical ability is dashing forward and leaving a clone in his original position he dashed from. And if you use his tactical ability again while his clone is still up, he will teleport back and trade places with his clone. His ultimate does something similar to his tactical ability, but instead he shoots a clone in front of him, and pressing his ult again while the clone is up, he will trade places with it. He is more of a dive in, use all your clones, and use your basic attack, because your clones also shoot where you shoot. He is hard to use in solos because if all his clones are on cooldown, he won't make it in most fights. So he works well with coordinated teams. That being said, Teevee is a tier character. He really only has 1 form of attack. His charge shot is not worth using. It's very situational. Next is Sofia, who is probably the hardest melee character to play. She does a 3-hit combo sword swing for her basic attack, and her special ability is a counter. If an opponent hits the counter, they will be stunned temporarily. She is able to dash attack with her tactical ability. Now, her ultimate ability is only usable if you build up a 3-stack charge from hitting the opponent. Once you do that, you can do a ranged fire slash attack wave towards the enemy. So she technically doesn't have a cooldown on her ult. You have to fight to build it up. She is in general hard to play. You have to make fast-paced decisions when playing her. She's stronger in a one-on-one fight, but outside of that, it can be difficult. Now, she might be hard, but she's not necessarily a bad character. She takes a lot of skill, but I would put her about B tier for at least the difficulty that is required to play her.
You what?
Next is Jiro, who is a close-range melee ramen kicking robot. Jiro does a 3-kick combo for his basic attack. He does an axe kick for his special, which if you time it properly, you can use it to dodge incoming attacks as well. He has a mid-range dash kick for his tactical ability. He delivers a spin kick for his ultimate ability that knocks away his opponents. He is strong in solos, and with a few augments, he can chase down players and put them down just as fast. Jiro is one of the better melee characters for dishing out damage really quick, especially if you build a crit style build. So I would put him somewhere just below S tier. Maybe he's around A tier. Oh god, I don't even want to talk about this guy. This is Bishop. Probably one of the most annoying characters to fight against. He is borderline unkillable to most melee characters. His basic attack consists of a ranged shadow attack that tethers, aka slows and damages enemies. He summons a mouth out of the ground that roots people with his special ability. His tactical ability is probably the most busted. It shields him from incoming attacks, and whatever damage is done to the shield is converted to health for him. Then his ultimate, he casts an AoE around him that does passive damage and life steals from anyone in the circle. He is busted in solos and even stronger without a team. And there's not much needed to be said here. We already know where he's going. Right there. Wait. There. Yeah. Top S. Next is Eve. She is a ranged ice user. She shoots out an icicle that breaks into a shotgun-like blast after the first impact, doing a scatter damage for any opponents behind it with her basic attack. For her special ability, she shoots a large range icicle that stuns opponents on impact. For her tactical ability, she traps herself in a block of ice and is immune to opponent attacks. For her ultimate, she casts a AoE ice rain over opponents. If they are in it long enough, they end up freezing. However, enemies that are frozen do not take damage, so try not to waste items or abilities on them while they are frozen. Eve does better in team fights than in solo fights. Some of her augments allow her to get out of combat by sliding away or giving her increased movement. Eve has a lot of CC and survivability in fights, which helps her place a little bit higher on this tier list. She's not quite S, but she's definitely top of A. Huh? Last but not least is Rock. Well, technically he doesn't have a name, and it's just the rock emoji icon. He's a close range melee brawler, but has some mid-range abilities to make up for his almost zero mobility that he has. His basic attack is a 2-hit combo. He gets a small amount of shield on hit. His special ability, which is his main range mechanic, being a giant rock thrown at his opponent. His tactical ability is summoning a rock wall, which will knock up and stun the opponent if it hits them. Mostly you would use it to wall your opponent in so they don't run off. Then his ultimate is a AoE slam on the ground, which you can also use to wallbang opponents that may be hiding around cover. He's fairly tanky, so he can manage in solos pretty well, but works best with teams. As long as you get the right augment builds for him, he can be pretty good. He's not an A tier. He could be, but he would sit maybe top of B tier is what I feel. And for this other character, we'll just change D tier to doesn't exist, because this character, I have no clue where this character came from and why it's here. It might be a leak, could be hidden game files, who knows? So I went ahead and made an additional placement chart for where characters stand in the early game and how easy a character is to play, or if they require a lot of skill. If you made it to the end of this video, comment what character you think you or your friend would be on this roster. Like and subscribe if you think Bishop is also busted. Let me know if there is anything else Bapbap related or another game you would like to see a breakdown of. I'll see you in the next one.